This podcast is brought to you by the Northern Lights Council of the Boy Scouts of America. Cub Scouts is the nation's foremost youth program for character development and values-based leadership training. In the future, Scouting will continue to offer young people responsible fun and adventure, instill in young people lifetime values, and develop in them ethical character, train young people in citizenship, service, and leadership, and serve America's communities and families with its quality, values-based program. Learn more at nlcbsa.org.
Looking at the Northland Outdoor forecast for the first full weekend of October, and it is going to be a very windy one at that. Friday evening, still looking at that south wind over our region, but we're looking at our next system moving on in, and that's going to bring a very strong west wind, northwest wind throughout the day on Saturday. Also, we're going to be looking at a chance of some precipitation in southern parts of Canada. Whether that reaches us, still a little bit of time to be determined, but we could see some of it making its way into areas of Minnesota, into areas of Wisconsin, later on into the day on Saturday. But again, we are just looking at that wind nonetheless. Heading into Sunday, we'll see any precipitation that falls make its way out, so staying dry on Sunday. Behind it, though, still windy throughout the day. Let's talk more about that wind. Of course, for Friday evening, still looking at that wind coming in from the south, but then it really ramps up, to say the least, going into your Saturday morning. You notice that wind starts just screaming in. We'll see gusts up to 40, 45, even 50 miles an hour in the Dakotas and into Minnesota later parts of the day. If you have any plans outdoors, it's going to be a very windy one. You'll want to keep this in mind. Heading into your Sunday, again, still going to be very windy, especially in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. Starts to back off as that low pressure system moves its way out of the Dakotas. Won't be quite as windy. Still breezy, but nothing like Saturday. Heading into Saturday's forecast, temperatures a bit on the warm side in the central and southern parts of this region. Temperatures in the 80s and 70s in southern parts of the Red River Valley into Minnesota and South Dakota, 60s further off to the north. But then we start coming back down to earth a little bit. Temperatures much cooler for Sunday in the 60s and 50s up north, and only 60s and 70s farther to the south.